At the time of the Tang Dynasty in 643 AD, Emperor Taizong personally led an army of 300,000 strong to attack the kingdom of Goryeo on the Korean peninsula. Passing through the countryside of Liaodong and seeing the Liao River now more than 5,000 miles away from his capital Chang'an, the emperor's determination started to waver. Not long after, they arrived at the seaside, where the towering waves of the vast ocean once again filled the emperor with fear and doubts. Looking east towards Goryeo, thousands of miles across the sea, Emperor Taizong sought advice from his prime minister Zhang Shigui. The prime minister in turn consulted with General Xue Rengui, who knew what Emperor Taizong fears the most was failing to cross the ocean and thus being unable to conquer Goryeo. So he said to Zhang Shigui, "I have a plan to make the 1,000 miles of sea disappear by tomorrow. Both our emperor and our soldiers will cross the sea safely, just like on flat ground." Upon hearing this, Zhang Shigui immediately went to meet the emperor with Xue Rengui, where they told him that there was an old lord nearby who was willing to provide food and supplies for his army. Emperor Taizong was very pleased and immediately summoned the old man for an audience. When they met to talk about food and supplies, the old lord invited him to a banquet and requested him to personally go to the seaside for an inspection. Emperor Taizong couldn't help but feel overjoyed and led his generals to the seaside. The multitude of constructions in front of him were all hidden behind curtains, which he thought was quite unusual. The old man invited him into a luxurious room with colorful embroidery hanging on the walls and lush carpets covering the floor. The emperor joined a group of officials and sat down to start drinking. Soon there was lively music and the fine wines kept pouring. This merry gathering quickly made Emperor Taizong forget his worries, and he immersed himself in the celebrations, soon losing any sense of time. But through the noise and clamor, he started to notice that the curtains on all sides were blown by the winds and made a whistling sound. There was noise of thunderous waves, while cups and plates were shaking on the tables. Emperor Taizong immediately asked for the curtains to be lifted. Outside of the room, he saw the endless sea, unable to distinguish the east from the west. The emperor was not very amused and asked, "What is this place?" Zhang Shigui replied, "We are on a ship crossing the sea, and with the help of the winds we are almost on the east coast." And this was how Emperor Taizong crossed the eastern sea on his way to Goryeo. Because the emperor was revered as the son of heaven, later generations refer to this story as tricking heaven to cross the sea. I am Lao Cao. Thanks for listening, and more to come soon. Bye bye.